Hey guys, so I made myself a Pop-Tart and coffee and didn't have either of them, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna sip and eat in between the tea. I remember Pop-Tarts were like the shit in my life when I was like 12, because I was watching like all the Zoella videos and the Brit Squad crew, whatever they were called, and they would like fly business class to LA and then buy themselves loads of like American snacks, and then they would come back and make all these videos like, oh, me and my best friend trying out American candy, and I was like, I need Pop-Tarts. Mom, Dad, I need Pop-Tarts. And back when I was 12, these shits were expensive. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's because they weren't as popular in the UK, so they couldn't buy them in like bulk, so they bought them in like smaller amounts, and like boxes of these were like £5. I was like, absolutely not, not happening. Like I remember Lucky Charms were like £5 and Nesquik was £1. I mean, a bargain sister knew what she wanted. She wanted Lucky Charms. And they were actually underwhelming. I'm sorry, guys. Lucky Charms, underwhelming. Don't know why I got into this on the first. Anyway, this now turned into a mukbang. Almost choked on the froth. That was incredible. I like breathed the milk froth in. I did. Twitter, Instagram, follow me on there. It's a really fun time. But also subscribe, because I have this new great idea and great plan that at 500k I'll be making my second channel. So I think it'll be a good time to celebrate something with the start of something else. So at 500k, second channel, subscribe. I'm about 70k away. If you're watching this, probably 69 or 68k away or something like that. So subscribe. Hit the bell, do all the stuff. My last video was about Leah Marie Johnson, amongst other things, and that video was demonetized. Woo! It was monetized. I hit public. It got about 5k views before it hit demonetized. I added Team YouTube on the good old Twitter like all the YouTubers do. And my video got remonetized, like it got its ads back after 200,000 views. I did not get paid a single cent for the first 200k views. More than half of my video I didn't get paid for. To the new year, right? I also have a fat spot on my head. From this angle, you can't tell. And it looks like I've got the clearest skin of all and I'm living my best life. And then like, look at it! It's a horn on my head. I became a unicorn, hence why the makeup. I like did it to match my spot. So I think that'd be pretty on brand. So yeah, not only also about the demonetization, I usually have a pretty decent CPM. I don't like to complain about it. I don't like to bring it up because I know you don't. I just stay silent and just hope that Susan likes me. I don't like to complain a lot. YouTubers changed my life. I don't need to get into it. I'm not gonna complain a lot, but my CPM is usually pretty decent. And then this one video, not only did it get demonetized for the first 200k views and then remonetized for the next 150k, the CPM was also trash on it. So like, you know, basically just didn't get paid for that video. Did it for free, just for you guys and for Leah Marie Johnson. So that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day, the topic was important to talk about, whether it was monetized or not. It was important to talk about it, and I'm glad I got the message out there, regardless of whether I got paid or not. I'm gonna make hundreds of videos. I don't like to complain about YouTube because, as I said, it's like the best thing to have happened to me. So, you know, I'm gonna make loads of other videos that will be monetized. So this one video really just doesn't affect me in the grand scheme of things. And one of my New Year's resolutions is not to overthink or overanalyze or overstress about situations that I have no control over. And frankly, my monetization is something I have no control over a lot of the time, and you just have to hope for the best. So I'm not going to let it stress me out in the new year. Jeffree Star. There's been a lot of problems. So Jeffree Star and Mmmmitchell. I hate when people like, I don't know, I feel like his name is Mitchell, right? So you don't have to like say the Mmmmitchell every time because it just sounds like you're cold. Jeffree Star and Mitchell were supposed to do a masterclass. They've done them, now I'm like stuttering on all the M's I'm saying, masterclass that they did. They've done masterclasses in America before where like people come and they learn about makeup and stuff. They were supposed to do one in the UK as well, starting in Ireland and ending in like the rest of England. It got cancelled last minute because of reasons they couldn't provide, but they are issuing refunds. The only problem is if people, let's say, didn't live close to the masterclass, they would have had to add hotels and transportation and stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with those costs. And if people, you know, don't have a good cancellation like policy, then they're not going to get that money back, even if they get the masterclass money back. And now people are wondering what the reason was, because apparently it was a Jeffree Star problem, not a Mitchell problem, and it is like a more personal issue. And a lot of people have been speculating that Jeffree and Nathan have split up because Jeffree doesn't have Nathan's name in his bio on Twitter anymore. But apparently the bio's been gone for about a month, around the same time that Nathan deactivated all of his social media accounts. So it wouldn't really make sense because recently they did like a house tour and they bought a house. So if they had split up a month ago, I don't think he'd be present in Jeffree's videos anymore. So I don't think that's the case. But I know a lot of people have been using it for clickbait. Here it is. Just people talking about the speculations of Jeffree Star and Nathan splitting up or Nathan cheating on him, where there is absolutely no evidence for that. There is just nothing to even support that. Jeffree Star also tweeted and deleted almost immediately, but some people got screenshots of this tweet, which just goes to show that the situation, regardless of what it is probably really tough for him and really, really sad. And let's just give him some space. You know, guys, you know, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Jeffree Star. I have my fair share of criticism for him, but I'm not gonna beat him down when he's already on the ground. Yeah, he did cancel on his fans, but if there is a valid reason, then I don't see why people should be angry. You got your refunds, you got notified. Maybe he'll do another masterclass once everything in his personal life makes sense again. Next, Ricardo Avocado and Trisha Paytas. If you don't know the situation, but I'm pretty sure you do, Stephanie made a video on Nick, calling him manipulative and calling him, you know, just a bad person. He made a video back saying, you're just doing this for clout and for merch. She made another video saying, no, I'm not. All of the proceeds are going to charity. She debunked everything he said in his 1.5 hour long video. Don't know how I got through that. And then, in between all of that, Trisha Paytas has been chiming in as if she's involved. Like, who asked you? Who asked you, Trisha, to get involved? Absolutely no one. And I'm not going to insert any of her video clips into my video because we saw what happened last time someone did that. They got copyright striked and their channel got terminated. So no thanks. I'm not gonna put in any Trisha Paytas clips because clearly sis does not accept any criticism. And she basically said that Stephanie is manipulative, she's a sociopath, she's dangerous, all these things, without ever meeting her once. And the thing is, she like defends Nick Ricardo Avocado and then bashes him 2 seconds later. So I'm actually not sure what side she's on or if she's on any side. Because when this whole Stephanie Sue video came out, the first one, Trish tweeted out saying something like, and all of you are bashing me for not wanting to hang out with someone that was clearly dangerous. And then she filmed a collab with him and an OnlyFans post. And then she defended him in a video. And then she bashed him again. And then she defended him again. So at this point, I think Trisha has nothing to say. I said this last time. I don't think she's the most intelligent person there is. Far from it. So when she says stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't really expect much from you. And she just says stuff so she has a good title and thumbnail and then proceeds to give no input or valid information. So that's the tea on Trisha Paytas. Nick Avocado also is just not in the business of apologizing right now. He posted this Twitter video where he's like, I'm not sorry. And then he posted 2 videos. One was called I'm Not Sorry. And the one straight after that is called I'm Sorry. I tried to watch a minute of the I'm Sorry one and he started shoving like sour cream in his mouth and I wanted to throw up. So I left. I get that I'm supposed to be here to like provide the information and tea for you guys so you don't have to watch the videos, but I refuse. The one thing that makes me sick to my stomach is when people like eat in a disgusting way. Like my parents always like taught me to eat with like my mouth closed and, you know, use cutlery and shit. And then when I see people eat really bad with like sauce all over their mouth, it just makes me sick. I'm not here for it. Sorry. So that's so far what's been happening with the Stephanie Sue and Nick Ricardo and Trisha now situation. I'm kind of sick and tired a little bit. Like Trisha needs to just get out. Like I can tell she's losing relevance. She's been losing relevance for a while now. So she steals people's boyfriends and makes out with them on Instagram stories. And then she gets involved in drama that no one asked her to get involved in and give input that she doesn't have on situations that she's not a part of. So I'm sick and tired of Trisha Paytas. Nick, his face annoys me, and that's also not me. I would never go for someone's looks, that's not what I mean, but you know when you look at someone and they just without even saying anything just piss you off. Nick. Tati is releasing a new makeup product. She's released her textured neutrals palette, which I received in PR. It was my first piece of PR. I felt very important. Thank you, Tati, for making me feel important. And now she's releasing 2 of those like makeup puffs. So one of them is bigger and it's like grey, and one of them is smaller, it's like heart-shaped, it's black, and you can use it for touch-up, so you can bring the small one with you. And like the one thing I have that's like really bad is my smile lines. Like I get it, I smile a lot and that's like a good thing, but then I look like I'm 60 about 5 minutes after applying my makeup, because my makeup just like, it doesn't matter what foundation I use, how much I powder it, how much I don't powder it, what I put, what I use, how I do it, how much setting spray, I'll always have these smile lines unless I get Botox. So I'll see you at the, what are they called? Like estheticians. I'll see you at the esthetician's office when I get my Botox and filler to get rid of these smile lines. And apparently that's good for touch-ups on the day, so you'd have to like do it with your finger. You can use the puff and get rid of any like shine or anything. And then the big one you can use to actually apply makeup, like powder and cream. So you can use it to apply foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, anything you want to apply, you can apply with the big one. I've never used a puff to apply like cream products or even powder products. Usually the ones you get for free with your makeup stuff are awful. So I like to not use them. I like to throw them out. But I'm hoping this one is obviously going to be good quality because you're paying for it. It's not coming free with a product. And I'm actually excited to see how it works and what the reviews are and how, you know, people are feeling about it. And I want to see how it works and if it's good. But I know there's been some mixed reactions. Some people kind of expected more makeup-y stuff and not tools, but some people are excited about it because clearly, you know, a good tool is the basis of good makeup. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. Next, recently I spoke about Shane Dawson. So Shane Dawson recently was called out by a T-Spill stan called Will, and Will basically just said Shane Dawson lied to us. He lied to us about enjoying makeup and being passionate about makeup just so he could sell us a product. And since then he's disappeared and not shown us that he actually enjoys makeup the way he says he does. And Shane Dawson replied to that in a very civil manner, so I'm not actually sure why I get it. But that T-Spill stan account received a lot of backlash from Shane Dawson fans and were like, oh, why are you bashing him? But matter of fact is Shane Dawson replied to that in like a very normal, civilized way and then followed him on Twitter. So I'm pretty sure Shane Dawson was okay with that. So if Shane Dawson's okay with it, you should be okay with it too. Shane Dawson basically replied just saying, I always disappear after my series because I'm very stressed and I gain weight and I just don't feel good about myself, but I'm still passionate about makeup. And then he showed his makeup channel that is now on like 1.4 million subs. And then people were questioning whether he made that channel at that point to reply to that stan account to like save face. But if you look at the about page on the channel, it shows that the channel was created in November 2019, so it was right after the series finished. He made the channel, so it wasn't like he just made it to have a response to the stan account. And also he uploaded just like a tester video, because I don't know if you know, you can't be monetized from the get-go on your channel. You have to get a certain amount of watch time, views and hours to be able, and a certain amount of subscribers to be able to monetize your channel. So any videos you upload until then just won't be monetized, and they usually won't get pushed out because monetization equals recommended a lot of the time. So he uploaded like a tester video and it got pushed to recommended and is now on like 3 million views. Another thing with the merch thing, I was talking about Shane Dawson's merch with Killer Merch. Well, how many times am I going to say merch? And the hoodies coming in subpar quality and condition, with like the embroidery coming apart, the tags not looking right. And the main thing was that on the website they advertised it as 100% cotton. It was actually 85% cotton, 15% polyester, and they actually changed it on the website now without addressing it publicly, or from what I've seen, they haven't addressed it publicly on Twitter or anything to say that yes, this was an issue and is now fixed. They just silently like changed the description of the hoodies to fit what the product actually is. Next, recently Gabbie Hanna has been in another interview. The thing is, Gabbie Hanna takes part in a lot of interviews and they all look exactly the same, and I always watch them because I always think, you know, I'm here to do my job, I'm gonna watch this, and I'm always angry. She did an interview with Phil DeFranco and I watched it, and I'd never actually spoke about it, I don't think, and if I did, it was like mentioned for 20 seconds. But in that podcast, she went out of her way to once again paint the image of being the victim and paint the image of not being the person that people should be hating on. Like, she's innocent, she hasn't done anything, and then bring it right back to her mental health. It's like, I'm the victim, I haven't done anything, people hate me for no reason. Mental health, it's like that with her. Now, if you don't know who Gabbie Hanna is and what all the problems have been about, let me take you back to last year when my channel started really taking off. Gabbie Hanna did a sponsorship with Kenza Cosmetics where she sold brushes that were supposed to be £60 value or $60 value, and they were actually going for $10 because you were only paying for the shipping and you were getting the product for free. Other people that did it are like Tana Mojo and people like that, but no one really had a go at Tana Mojo because we don't expect much from her. The standards are pretty low. But at that point, the standards for Gabbie Hanna were pretty high. She hasn't really done anything up until that point for us to believe that she was a bad YouTuber or a scammer. And she promotes these brushes and people start receiving them or not. Some people didn't receive those brushes at all. And when they did receive them, the brushes were quality. Like, there were brushes you could get on AliExpress for £5, and in reality, yes, you could. People went on AliExpress, did like the, you know, you put like the picture on like a website and it shows you, or reverse search, there we go, and they found them on AliExpress for like $2 and you were paying 10 and they were supposed to be a value of 60, so they were lying to you. And Gabbie Hanna then made the infamous video where she uses those brushes and then says that people should manage their expectations because these are $10 brushes and you should expect $10 quality, when in reality the whole promotional tactic was telling you that you are getting $60 value for $10. It wasn't you're getting $10 brushes for $10 because then no one would have bought it. It was $60 value for $10. So manage your expectations then became the thing. She also had a meme where she sung her monster song on Genius, and obviously it sounded bad, and people started like making it into a meme, and then she took it and she like tried to make merch out of it, and she basically ruined her own meme the way Kylie Jenner ruined the Rise and Shine thing by selling merch. It was a whole thing. You know, people just don't like when you take that and start capitalizing off of it in like a bad way. You can do it in like a good way, but that wasn't the best way. And that was that. Last year we left it at that. She also got her fans to attack another fan that was just kind of pointing out an opinion, I guess. Like, amongst all the opinions, she like pinpointed this one person, was like, you're gonna die. And she sent all her fans on her, and the girl ended up getting a lot of death threats and stuff. So that's the tea from last year. Now this year, Gabbie Hanna had a few dramas that kind of led up to big drama. So she had tea with Trisha Paytas, where Trisha Paytas has basically said that Gabbie went to her partner and told her secrets that Trisha Paytas did not need out there in the world. And yeah, so Gabbie Hanna then clapped back, and then Trisha clapped back, and then Trisha threatened to sue Gabbie Hanna for defamation. So that was really cool. And then Gabbie Hanna was exposed by Jessy Smiles. Jessy Smiles was an ex-Viner and now YouTuber, and also Gabbie Hanna's ex-best friend, who was attacked in a way. I'm not going to get into it because another video will get demonetized for like 2 seconds of a clip, so I'm not even going to get into it. But it was a bad situation with her and her ex-boyfriend, and Jessy Smiles then defended him publicly, hung out with him, all for networking. And she was angry that her friend would expect her to cut ties with her ex-boyfriend and his friends because of what he did, because she wanted to network and she didn't feel like she needed to miss out on opportunities to not hang out with her friends. That's basically the gist. If you go on Jessy Smiles' Twitter or her YouTube channel, you'll find videos and tweets on the whole situation that will explain everything a lot better with a lot more receipts. I think that'll be the fair thing, to go give Jessy Smiles the views as well, instead of me just going over everything that she did. But yeah, so essentially she didn't want to respect her friend's wishes and stop hanging out with the man that like ruined her life, because she needed to network and make it out there in California, in LA, and make it big with all the Viners and the YouTubers. Is all I'm gonna say. And then Alex James came in, another ex-Viner and now YouTuber, came in and exposed her and said that she pretended to be his hacker as a prank, even though she knew how traumatized by that he was, and she called him and everything. And yeah, so he exposed her as a manipulative person. Jessy Smiles exposed her as a manipulative person, and everyone else exposed her as a manipulative person. Now here we are. Why am I mentioning this again? She recently did a podcast with Nick. He usually takes on other people, like he does like Bachelor people, and he does podcasts with them. And this time he took on Gabbie Hanna, and she spun the story her way again. I watched the whole thing. I skipped through the parts that I don't really need to hear about, like her personal life. I don't really care. The like to dislike ratio is quite bad, even though, I mean, it's difficult to tell because the views aren't great on the video. It's on like 6k views right now, so the like to dislike ratio is bad for what it is. All the top comments are bad. I'm gonna put them up on the screen right now. And then we get into the actual content of the podcast, and it is some of the worst. It is the worst interview I've seen her do. It's the most... Oh, I'm just gonna get into it. So she says, I was so angry about this, I actually rewinded and I listened to it again because I couldn't believe that she said that to him and that he didn't call her out on it. I like that all these people that do these interviews with her never call her out on her. I'm just so confused as to why you would let her chat on your podcast and then upload it without any corrections. She said that she last year had a meme made about her, and that when she decided to capitalize off of it, people called her a scammer. Now, if you've been here for a while, you would know that we called her a scammer. Hence why I explained all the scandals before I even got into it, so that everyone is clear about what has happened. People didn't call you a scammer because you capitalized off of your meme. People called you a scammer because you promoted a company to people for money. That's why people called you a scammer. And I love that you think in a year people just forgot, and that you could just say that on a podcast and think you could get away with it. Beyond me. So she said that last year she was called a scammer by everyone because she capitalized off her meme, and not because she promoted a company that, first of all, didn't deliver on their product a lot of the time, and second of all, delivered subpar AliExpress products and advertised it as $60 brushes. Miss me with that bullshit, Gabbie Hanna. Miss me with that bullshit. I'm so pissed off. So what I'm gaining from that, right, what I'm gathering, is that she to this day does not think she did anything wrong with those brushes. So when she apologized, if she even apologized last year, she didn't mean a single word of that, because to this day she still thinks you guys called her a scammer because she capitalized off of her meme and not because she sold you a product that was subpar. I am so fuming, because the thing is, she likes to say these things to people that probably don't actually know what happened, so she'll like pick and choose who she tells these stories to, and if you don't know them, she'll just sell you her version of the story, which is usually a fucking lie, because that's what she is. She's a pathological liar. She's a psychopath. Oh my god. These are all my opinions, by the way, so if you don't agree, that's cool. And Gabbie, if you're watching this, my opinion, allegedly, you know, all those things. Then she says, along with that, you know, when she was getting hated on and she was having all these hateful videos made on her, she said that even when you apologize, it doesn't matter how sincere you are, you will not be believed. Now, her first apology or explanation of why she sold those fucking brushes was manage your expectations. So, no matter how sincere you are, manage your expectations. I don't think that was sincere, Gabbie. I think that was entitled. So the fact that you're spinning this in a way that you like, oh, I just made a meme and then I tried to make some money off of it and people just called me a scammer and then I cried about it and people didn't believe me. No, you sold fucking brushes and then told people that spend money on them to manage their expectations. I'm sorry, Gabbie, but not everyone's a fucking millionaire from making videos. Some people have minimum wage jobs and they trusted you when you said those are really good quality brushes for $10 and they bought them. And what did they get? A scam. Then she goes over the bullying situation where she sent her fans to send death threats to a girl because she says she was going through a tough time, that she was going through an eating disorder, and that someone pointed out that what she's doing is promoting an eating disorder, which, like, I don't necessarily agree with the fan. I don't think Gabbie Hanna was promoting an eating disorder, but everyone has the right to express an opinion. So I'm doing right here, right now. And she took that comment and put it on her Instagram story and got her fans to go send hate to that person, because that's what happens. When you're a big YouTuber, you have to understand that when you do that, when you pinpoint a negative comment, people are going to go and send death threats to that person. Now, I don't mind it when, like, I poke fun at my YouTube comments, because usually it's anonymous. Like, someone will have a username called I love candles or something. You're never gonna know who they are. So when you do that, it's funny, it's anonymous, it doesn't mean anything. But when you send thousands of people to someone's Instagram, like their private Instagram, what did you think was gonna happen, Gabbie? And then she, in that whole podcast, basically just says, like, this was not my fault, she like bullied me and then my fans just went and defended me. No, they sent death threats, Gabbie. They sent death threats. And then she mentions her infamous poetry book, which I actually read a few inserts of in my last Gabbie Hanna video, and she said, and I almost quote, I'm paraphrasing here, that people that didn't understand the poetry and said it was bad were looking at it from a surface level point, and they basically just didn't understand the depth of Gabbie Hanna's poetry. And I'm gonna read you another one of her poems. So here's one of her poems called Tease. If a guy doesn't answer your text for 3 years, does that mean he's not interested, or is he just playing hard to get? Whatever, I don't mind taking it slow. I jumped today and I survived. Everyone assumed that I wanted to die. I just wanted to know what it's like to fly. When I was young, my mom used to check if the iron was hot by touching it, and I don't know, I just feel like there's a metaphor in there somewhere. I wear makeup because I have acne. I have acne because I wear makeup. I don't know, Gabbie, I think I'm not looking at it from a surface level point of view. Your poetry is just Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything to comment down below, and subscribe, because I post videos every other day, or so I try, and if I don't, then turn notifications, you know when that's happening. Follow me on socials, the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys!